Gonna give it a couple seconds here for the stream to get started and give some more people an opportunity to be there if able. All right. So I think I got the screen on there. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ryan Michaels, and tonight, if you had seen my post earlier, I had intended to take this moment to share an update with the main Mirror Network, kind of what it's all about and where we're at, and um, how you guys can start utilizing the resources we have available now and the vision we have for what we wish to grow it to be, sort of thing. So, if you can see on the screen right now, this is just a regular internet browser. Uh, my, I think it's not Explorer. What's it called? Edge now. But you could use anything. But in this example, we're just going to go www.themainmirror.com. I'm going to finish it right there. Nope, I ruined that, so I'm just going to type it all in. www.themainmirror.com. All right. So that takes you to the main website. And while I could go through all of that, and maybe I will in another video on another day, for right now, I'm just going to focus on the main Mirror network and again, let you guys know what's available to you now, most importantly. So when you get on the mainmirror.com, the very first page, the home page is here. You'll notice some red tabs or links. It starts with the main Mirror network. This is, if you can see my cursor, I'll wave it around here for a second. Follow it down here. There's 4 different links as it stands right now. The first one is the main Mirror network. The next one is the main Mirror hubs, then Berwick's hub, and then Augusta's hub. So right now I have essentially Berwick and Augusta piloting this right now. As I go, I would like to have a town hub for every single town hub in Maine. So that's part of that vision where we want to be. But obviously that's not going to happen overnight. So we're going to start with my, well, I say hometown, that's my home. That's where I'm at now. So I consider this my hometown. I'm from Presque Isle, for those of you who know me, which is considerably farther north in Maine than where I currently reside. But it's my home now and has been for a little over a decade. And so that's where I'm going to start. That's the place where I'm, consider myself a lens in the community, someone that wants to bridge people to local government and help them get connected with resources, make sure their voices are heard, make sure that they feel valued, respected, and supported. So that's one of the ones that I had chosen. And then I just chose Augusta because it's at the heart of, most of everything we see politically going on, which I believe is very important because it shows what's important to the people. And honestly, and unfortunately, it shows what the government has, in Maine at least, has not been really listening to, regardless of what's important to the people or what the people are asking for. So that's why I do what I do, to give that level of transparency, because I believe we all deserve that. So without further ado, let's click on the main Mirror network here. And I will read through these pages as we go along because it'll give better context than it would if I tried to explain ad hoc to you now in my own words. So I'll just go through and read section by section and add comments here and there as they come up. But right here on the main Mirror network starts with connecting communities across Maine. The Maine Mirror Network is a growing statewide coalition of engaged citizens committed to truth, transparency, accountability, and civic participation. Through local lenses, community members attend public meetings, document local issues, share information, and help ensure every voice has an opportunity to be heard. Together, we are building stronger communities across Maine through informed participation and public awareness. And then when you look down here, it has 3 different blocks. Tells you can become a lens, help bring transparency and civic engagement to your community by becoming a trusted local voice. Town networks, explore local Maine communities, public meetings, resources, and community updates. Those are in the town hub pages I described to you. I aim to have one for every town in the future. And then civic engagement, connect with neighbors, share information, and participate in shaping your community. So that's just the beginning of the Maine Mirror Network, kind of gives you a little glimpse to what it's all about. But for the sake of this video, to get you connected with what we can do for you now and most immediately, if you scroll down, you'll see this button right here. It says Explore Town Hubs. So you click that. Gives you a little bit of information. And again, for now, I'm going to scroll through. And at the bottom has my list of the 2 towns that I have in there right now. Again, my goal is to have every single town in the state of Maine covered at one point in time. But for now, starting, I have Berwick and Augusta. So we're going to click on Berwick right here. And before I do, notice that this section says Explore local stories and updates in Berwick. Stay connected with Berwick's community through important news and local events. View Berwick Hub. Now, when you click that button, this takes you to the hub page I was telling you about that I'm aiming to have for every town. And as it stands right now, because I believe in my mind and in my experience, having everything as close to the same way as possible in a standard uniform way, especially when it comes to institutional information, would be to keep it organized in this way. So let's keep it all the same. Every page, as soon as you click on Berwick or Augusta or Presque Isle or Bangor, whatever the town's going to be, you're always going to see these 4 stars at the top. And it's going to say, in this case, Berwick Community Resources. But if this was Bangor's page, it would say Bangor Community Resources. Looking for town information, meeting schedules, and services? Then you come to the right place. Here, you can find direct links to important resources, ensuring you stay updated with events and announcements in Berwick. And again, because this is on Berwick's specific hub page, when you hover over the official website star, notice it highlights green. That just says that it's ready to take you to that link if you click. So for now, for the example, I will. And as I said, this belongs to Berwick, so this takes you to the Berwick's official page. So I'm going to go back so we can get back into what I'm trying to show you here. Then if you hover over town announcements, it'll take you to this town announcements page. Going back, if you go to meeting agendas, it takes you to the meeting agendas page. Going back, the last star is contact info. It'll go to the page and take you to their contact information page. So again, every single town hub page is going to start with this same exact format. You're going to see the same 4 stars, the same colors, everything. And so my goal is, again, having one page for every town. At bare minimum, at first glance, when you go to the main mirror network, when you hop in there and you type in your town, whether it's Berwick, Presque Isle, or Caribou, or Woodland, or wherever in between, you at least know where to find your website. You know how to contact your local officials. You know what's going on, your local town announcements, your meeting agenda, just your upfront, immediate information. Boom, readily accessible. Yeah, I'm showing that I'm tongue-tied pretty easily tonight, so forgive me. So right below this first section, and again, every page is going to be uniform, is going to go into the articles here. So in this case, it says Berwick in focus, but again, if it was Bangor, it would be Bangor in focus. In this case, Berwick in Focus is a rotating collection of articles, investigations, public meeting coverage, and community stories published by the Maine Mirror that relate directly to Berwick, Maine. As new stories are published, they will automatically become part of this growing archive, helping residents stay informed about local issues, government actions, community events, and public discussions. And note that in this case right now, there's only 3 articles tagged to or associated with Berwick. Again, I'm still in the building stage of this, so there'll be more added. Going forward, I'm going to have tags with every article that I make, so anything tagged with Berwick whatsoever is automatically going to be pulled up on this page. So that way, no matter what the Maine Mirror is publishing, if it has anything to do with your town at all, it's automatically going to get filtered through and updated on that town-specific hub page. So again, you notice it highlights green, and that just says it's ready. If you want to click on this one, this is an example. It would take you straight to this article here for Berwick. And if you wanted to go through, you like that article, you want to read the next one, see what that one's all about, you can go ahead, take you through this article. And again, there's 3 here in this example. The next ribbon or the next section will be the same in each town hub page. In this case, it says, Welcome to Berwick's Hub, your local source for Berwick stories and updates. This page gathers all Maine Mirror content about Berwick in one spot. Then there's the Submit Your Tip button, and again states that this page is dedicated to Berwick, Maine. So if we click the Submit Your Tip button, it's exactly what it sounds like. It takes you to a section where you can actually have a form, fill out your name, your email, send your message, submit the tip, it goes straight to our inbox at the main mirror. And you can also, there's a section at the end to sign up or subscribe for a newsletter. We haven't stuck to sending anything out yet. We've sent a couple, and I say we, that's me as of right now. But in the future, I would like to get to something more consistent, and this is where you can sign up for that going forward. So that will be important as things start moving forward. All right. Next section, this says Community Voices Berwick. But again, depending on which Town Hub page you're on, it will be specific to that town. In this case, Berwick's story is still being written, and every resident has a voice in that story. At the bottom of this page, you'll find an ongoing community discussion where residents can share thoughts, ask questions, raise concerns, discuss local issues, and contribute to the public conversation. These discussions remain part of Berwick's community record and help create a living archive of civic engagement, local knowledge, and resident perspectives. Your voice matters. Scroll down and join the conversation because informed communities don't just consume information, they participate in it. And I do want to say specifically, I had to mention scroll down just the way it made the page, the way it worked out. Again, I don't do this for a living and I'm figuring out as I go, but it wouldn't let me put the comment section directly below it. So that's why it said scroll down. At the end of the page is where you're going to see the comment section. Right now, you see 2 comments and they're both mine. But because one of them I fully believe is important, I'm going to go ahead and read that now because it kind of speaks to what we're talking about. It says, help shape this hub. The main mirror network is being built from the ground up, one community at a time, and your input matters. As you explore this Berwick hub, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What information, resources, tools, features, or community content would you find most valuable on this page? What would help you stay most informed, engaged, and connected to your community? Your suggestions won't just help improve the Berwick hub, they may also help shape the future of the main mirror network hubs across the state. If there's something you'd like to see added, changed, improved, or explored, please leave a comment below. Together, we can build a resource that truly serves the people who use it. What would make this hub more useful for you and your community? And I felt like reading that because that to me is incredibly important because feedback is everything. Again, I don't claim to be a professional at any of this, making websites, doing any of this stuff, even talking, none of it. I'm just trying to be the change I wish to see and putting one foot in front of the other and taking one step at a time, which I encourage everyone to do. And that's why one of my motivators that keeps me going is I know the power in that. So even though I know I'm not a professional at everything I do, I know the power in simply showing up and trying. And if I can show even just one person out there that they have what it takes to do that, because we all do, then everything I've done is worth it. But my point is with that and with my heart in this, wanting to help as many people as I can't do that without feedback because, again, I know I'm not that professional. I don't know everything, and I'm piecing this together as I go. So I encourage you more than anything to comment on this page, give your feedback, give your questions, give your concerns, give some suggestions. Tell me which direction you think this should go in. And if you want to get involved, also message me. It's all over. There's a contact form on this website. You got my Facebook. It's all over online. Just look me up, Ryan Michaels. Or leave a comment on here. We'll get in contact. But the other cool thing about this too is on each town hub page, there is going to be this comment section, and these comments are going to live here forever. So it's going to be a good indicator when you go to a town. And again, I say that loosely because for anyone that's experienced online social media culture, just because you look at, a social media group doesn't mean that's necessarily an accurate depiction of how that town actually is, if that makes sense. However, I purely and wholeheartedly believe in full transparency and participation, and I don't believe in censoring, and I believe in everyone having a voice and a place. And I want that to be shown through this effort of having that transparency in every page and giving people that local heartbeat and pulse of the community of what people are focusing on, what people are asking for help with, like the general beat of each town. And I hope that that'll be reflected in the comment section. Or maybe that's just me thinking it's more important than it is. I don't know. You tell me. But I digress. The last section below that is, in this case, again, as it's specific to Berwick, it says where Berwick connects. Explore community resources across Berwick. I put the Berwick Public Library, the police department, and MSAD 60 school district. So in each one, you can go ahead and click the corresponding button and it will take you to their website. Again, when I was making the website, it gave me 3 slots to put 3 different links. And so that's what I used for the template. I thought Berwick Public Library because honestly, it was fresh in my mind with one of the articles, if you have read recently, I had just written. Public safety is important. So police department right on there. Schools obviously important. And there's much more on here, to be very clear, that's important far outside of just the 3 listed. But again, use the comment section below to tell me what else do you want to see me add on here, because I could add 1,000 things, but I don't want to overclutter this page. Again, I'm just making it for the first time, so I just want to put the essentials in there right now. But if you have any feedback and want to let me know in the comments, please do that, and I will be receptive. I will listen, and I will include whatever I can to answer the needs of the people. All right, so now that we got that section, I believe that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover as far as what's available today. Because again, the 2 that I have is Berwick, and then if you go to Augusta, it's going to be again the same thing. See, and if you click official website, it's going to take you to the official website for Augusta, so on and so forth. So I have these 2 town hub pages working. This one, Augusta, I have a lot more articles written. I've been doing a lot of traveling to Augusta in this past year, trying to make as much change as I can. Um, and so you'll see that there's quite a bit more. I have it limited to 25 articles per page. I have many more than this written. You can see if you choose to stop by the post page there. But for here, it gives you 25 per. And again, I have these 2 set up only. Doesn't mean I'm limited to just those 2 now. I plan on creating enough for York County and Kennebec County, just because those are the counties belonging to both Berwick and Augusta. But one of the next hurdles, which I'm sure, and notice this says 5,139 responses. I just caught that with the corner of my eye, and I just have to address that. I put in "Hello Augusta" was my first comment when I made this, and I can promise you, I didn't say "Hello Augusta" 5,139 times, but I'm too afraid to go in there and try to fix it without ruining all the work I put into this page, because again, I don't do this professionally or regularly. So I'd hate to ruin it, because it took me a lot of time and effort to put into it. And I'm certainly not going to go through and delete 5,139 responses. So I don't know. For now, maybe they'll think Augusta's booming with public participation in the comment section. I mean, it won't take much to look and see there's just one guy saying hello, but hey, one step at a time. But anyway, I appreciate you guys for watching, for those of you who are here. And this, I believe, is going to be able to stick around. This is a live stream, but I believe this posts all of my pages after the fact. I'll check after. And if not, then I'll make it a priority to try to make a video like this and at least have it recorded and pinned to a section on the page so you guys can see it. Because for those of you that follow me, you'll notice that a lot of the things I talk about are big picture. Um, I would like to believe a lot great ideas. I believe they're great ideas. They're inclusive ideas, ideas that prioritize people being heard, valued, respected, and supported, putting people over politics. But I don't know. It's incredibly honoring to be a part of something that can make so much change, and this feels like something big. And I know when you hear someone say all of these things and trying to make all this change, that sometimes you can get lost in it, or just hear, I don't know how to word this. I'm not articulating it right. But this is realistic, and this is tangible, and this is something I truly believe in. And I believe if we come together and we get involved together, just imagine what it would look like to have honestly one lens, as I call it, or one person in each town. Just one person, that's it. Just one person that shows up to the town meetings, that listens, that would be willing to hand out business cards as a QR code that goes to the website, and we can create a landing page that comes up with any comments, questions, concerns, anything, like a file drop if they need to communicate anything, or again, submit tips for anything. Have it all in one place. And all you'd need is just one person willing to just show up, hand out business cards, listen, just to make sure that everyone else knows they're there, that makes sure, and I would give them the handouts that would describe what the main mirror is all about. And if you feel comfortable and you'd be willing to talk during the 3-minute public participation period that the town select boards allow you to have, or whatever meeting you end up going to allows, you could use that to read a pre-scripted, whether you write it, we could write it together, just to be able to describe why you're there, and I don't want to tell you why you're there. I want you to tell me why you're here. You see what I'm saying? I want people to join this cause for their own reasons. I want them to tell me what it is. I want to work together to just simply make something better. At the end of the day, that's all I'm trying to do. And I know I don't have all the answers. So I need participation. I need help. And I believe that this is going to be something that's going to be truly revolutionary. It's it's wild that in my head I'm saying all we need is one person, and in the same time I'm saying this could be revolutionary. Now, one person per town in Maine's over 400 people, and I get that, but start small, which is what I'm trying to do. Let's start with Berwick. Let's start with Augusta. Let's start with a half dozen towns. Let's grow to where we can get at least one county covered. Let's see how it works. If it doesn't work, then why would we keep growing in that way? We would divert, we would change, we would adapt, we'd figure it out. But at the end of the day, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And I'm going to take every shot I can because I have no other choice. I'm doing this for my children. I'm doing this for every other child and family and person out there that feels undervalued or not valued at all, not respected, not supported, not heard. So, what an incredible opportunity. So I thank you for listening to me. I hope that you find some value in what I've created so far. Again, I'm just one person. Don't claim to be professional. I hope it works. I hope it's valuable to you. Hope it's valuable to someone. And if not right now, that's okay, because I'm going to continue to keep moving and keep trying. And until I get feedback, I'm going to keep throwing that dart regardless. Even if it's seemingly blind, I'm going to at least keep trying. But that's why I recommend that you give me feedback. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you'd like to see on each page. Give me your recommendations. Give your feedback. Give your opinion. I want to hear it, because instead of me blindly throwing all these darts, the more feedback I get, the more narrow it gets. And you never know when we'll start hitting bullseyes. And you know what it means when we hit a bullseye? That means people in Maine feel heard, valued, respected, and supported. That's a big win. When we have transparency, when we have truth, when we have accountability, when we have a government that works for the people, not against the people. So there's big things that can come from all of this. And all it takes is us willing to come together and put one foot in front of the other. That's all, one step at a time. As you've heard me say probably a billion times, every 10,000 step journey starts with just one step. One step. So let's take that step together. Right now, if you're already watching, you already did. So I appreciate you. I hope you continue to watch the content that I put out. I hope you get involved. Maybe one day you'll be on the camera with me and you'll be doing something, and we'll make it happen. We can only try. So again, thank you for being here. I hope to see more engagement and get in contact with me. I'll be on here again with some more messaging soon when I get a little farther along with this. Like I said, I'm going to aim to get at least 2 counties done in the next month is my goal. But stay tuned. Give me some feedback. Check it out. And thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Good night, everybody.